My name is Liam and I'm a sports therapist based in Oxford, UK. Usually you'll find me posting videos all about sports therapy, how to treat different injuries and the like, but this video is a little different. In the summer of 2025, I decided to hike and wild camp the Ridgeway, Britain's oldest road. Spanning 87 miles or 138 kilometres from Overton Hill in Wiltshire to Ivinghoe Beacon in Buckinghamshire. The Ridgeway passes through the heart of two areas of outstanding natural beauty, the North Wessex Downs and the Chiltern Hills, and has provided a dry and elevated route used for over 5,000 years by prehistoric people, soldiers and drovers. This vlog documents my 4-day hike along Britain's oldest road. Day 1 began in Avebury at Overton Hill. I think it's fair to say that the start is fairly unspectacular, leaving the dramatic topography and breathtaking views for the finish and the journey to get there. The family came to see me off, and so my journey began. Bye!
Bye, Dad.
I'm only 3k in. It's early days, 136 to go. But first thing I've noticed is, look at those views. They're all behind me. So we'll see what pans out. The views are stunning regardless, left and right, but behind me they're the best. I'm walking backwards. I nearly just did my ankle in just a moment ago trying to get my phone out. Did make me wonder, is it better off walking east to west, Ivinghoe Beacon to Avebury? Am I saying Ivinghoe correctly? I don't know. Anyway, view update incoming. Bit of an ascent on the first part, 4k in. I want to get around this bramble bush, these views, the rolling carpet of September sunlit countryside, opening up to the left, making me go ooh and ah. So just over 10k in, and I've stopped at Barbary Castle. Managed to not have any water, but I thought even though I'm not that thirsty, it's probably time some water. I had to do a bit of a job on the feet as well because these bad boys, yeah, I've tried to wear them in, but obviously not on gravelly incline trail walking. So not that bad. I kind of just want to get in there before they get really bad. But what a view to dress your feet in. 15k in, about to come into Ogbourne St George, which is really the first stop. I can see why. No one told me why it's the first stop. Why only like 9 miles on the first day and then like 20 miles on the next? It's because of the ascent. It's because of the hills, the uphills. It's very hilly. I was told this is quite a flat circuit, quite a flat trail. We'll see how the rest of it goes. Got some more friends. So we're going to get into Ogbourne St George. Hope to do another 5k after that. And I've got about an hour to do it in. That will take me to about just before 6 o'clock. Sunset's at 7. Just around then I'm going to start looking out for a place to camp. Beautiful day. I couldn't really ask for more. It is gorgeous. Look at it. So I'm making a video now more than anything to distract myself because this hill doesn't bloody end. Yeah, so very much starting to make sense why the journey split into sections. First section ended at Ogbourne St George. Is that the name? I'm hungry. So I've got about 2k left to go. I'm at 18k right now. I want to get 20k done the first day because I didn't set off till 2 p.m. So I think that's pretty good really. I'm on track to have that done by 6 p.m. I still have a bit of wiggle room to find a decent camping ground. So I'm going to press on and pray that this hill ends soon. Please, there's a corner coming. Does it end around the corner? I've got to say though, the hills are worth it because you get sneak peeks at that kind of view, and that view doesn't come without earning it. I'm home. So I found this little spot. Beautiful little spot. A bit dingy. It's going to take some clean up. This is wild camping, so you know I need to be quiet as well, whispering. It's about as good as I can find. It's just past the 20k mark. There are some beautiful views. You can't really see them through the trees, but sun's coming down, so it's time to pitch a tent now and get some food on the go. Alright, I'm here and I'm all pitched up. Look at it. And we just got dinner on the go. A sneak peek of views. And the road quite close, but best I could find. Anyway, more update on the camp setup when dinner's ready. I've had it. Hungry. Okay, semi-settled now. Got the phone charging on the power bank thing, and just all my stuff unpacked. Madras, because the pasta bolognese wasn't enough, and I've packed enough to eat 3 meals today, so I'm only having 2, but I'm having in one, and I'm having 2 times the oats as well. This is an absolute game changer. I do this every day anyway. Protein powder, oats, seeds, nuts. No chia seeds, which I usually have because they just absolutely absorb water. Water-wise, I brought one of those, and a 2 litre bottle. And so I'm basically got half a bottle of full 2 litres left. There's a water tap at Fox Hill, which is about 7 miles away. Apparently there was one as you cross the main road, Ogbourne, St George, on the little house on the right. Missed that. Read it in the guide afterwards, didn't I? Wally. But yeah, there's a bit of knowledge for you. I think after this I'm going to have my oats, and then I'm going to clean up and have a little cup of tea and settle in for the night. That lighting's kind of sinister. So I am all packed up. Had a nice pasta bolognese for dinner, and I was hungry and I budgeted for more meals than I'm actually going to have, so I had madras as well. Not chicken, not beef, just madras, but there were some suspicious looking bits of protein, or what I hope were some kind of meat in there. And then I had my oats, as shown, and then a nice little pot of passion fruit and mango black tea to finish it all off. All washed up, teeth brushed, thermals on, socks changed, hat on head, and it's dark out now, so what am I going to do? I think I'll lie in here, read for a little bit, and then get a much needed early night. Funny what we do with no electricity. Could get quite used to this. Anyway, the legs are throbbing a bit, blisters held up, calves a little bit sore, but I'm very keen to get cracking on again first thing in the morning. So I have a nice early rise. I haven't set my alarm, I'll just be woken up by the daylight hopefully, and I look forward to going for round 2 tomorrow. That was 20k done today, so what's that, about 12 miles, just east of Ogbourne, St George. And tomorrow, about 10 miles away, is the White Horse at Uffington, so that'll be a nice little, hopefully halfway point. I want to do 20 miles tomorrow. We'll see how we get on, but that'll be a nice halfway point for the day. Water tap nearby as well, a few miles away. So, good night all. Good morning on day 2. Get out of it, sleeping bag. You're not the star of the show. Ha, here I am, that's bright. So yeah, that was my first night wild camping, and some lessons learned. I've got an inflatable pillow. It's as comfortable as it sounds. Don't inflate them too much because it's not very nice. So deflated that. Took a bit of figuring out that was what was required, but got that done. Must have been in bed around 8. Wasn't asleep until 11. Decided to take the sleeping bag, unzip the sleeping bag and put it on me like a duvet. Much more comfortable. Feet still in the little pouchy bit at the bottom. I don't know why they don't invent a sleeping bag with like a zip at the very bottom, just for a bit of ventilation for the feet. Anyway, woke in the night and went for a wee, and it was getting cold. So ended up putting the sleeping bag back on like a sleeping bag should be. And tossed and turned, probably woke up every couple of hours, just a little bit uncomfortable, but you know, I'm fairly big and it's a tiny tent. It's freezing cold now. Checked the weather app when I woke up. It said 5 degrees, but it feels like 2, and I can confirm it does feel like 2. It's very, very cold. So I've I've been reading for about 20 minutes, and I put all of my gear that I'm going to be putting on, socks and thermals and stuff like that, in the sleeping bag with me, so they're going to be nice and warm when I put them on. Going to make a drink now and go for a week, so I need one since 3 o'clock, but I'm not going out there till I've got clothes on. Not today. And then going to make some breakfast and then get on the move, hopefully fairly soon. It's 6:30 now. See if I can be on the move by 7:30, that'd be nice. Get some mileage done today. Still got that thing on. So I'm up, I'm moving around, and look, off to the east, beautiful sunrise. Got that dappled light coming through the trees to wake me up and give me a little bit of inspiration to keep on moving. Also had the coffee, and we got breakfast on the go. Mac and cheese. I don't know, all tastes pretty good out here, to be honest. Gonna eat that and then trusty bag of oats, then get packed up and then get moving. So I'm on my way. Some beautiful views across the North Wessex Downs, and there we go, I'm in the right spot. Heading this way, Liddington Castle, 3 miles. Apparently should be able to see that like a V shape, something or other in the landscape. And then we've got the Uffington White Horse, 10 miles down the road. Need some water. I've got water, don't worry, but I need a top up. So annoyed that I missed that water tap, but I'll find the next one at Fox Hill, I'm sure. And there's a pub. So where am I? I'm here. Oh, that's cool. Okay, this is only the west side of it. Fox Hill, that's where my water's at. We'll find that, and there's a pub around here somewhere as well, but I looked it up on maps, the Shepherd's Rest, and it said that it was 3.5 hour drive. So I think we've got the wrong one. Look at it. Oh, glorious. These views. I really hope the wide lens thing on the GoPro does it justice. It's so gratifying when you walk up a bit of a trudge and then you come to something like this and you're rewarded with that view. You just got to stop once in a while. You're not listening to your own footsteps and you realise just pure silence up here. So 7k in on the second day, so 27k total, and there's the ominous hum of the M4. I think that's what I can hear anyway. Getting closer and closer. I'll cross it at some point. Liddington Castle was somewhere in that direction. I'm not taking all those extra little divergents. And over there, so I used to do a lot of work in Bristol. I would commute down the M4. You see those rolling hills? If I'm not mistaken, they're the ones that you can see from the M4 looking north. We'll find out in a minute. I'm going to begin a bit of a descent now because it feels like I'm at the top of the world. The view just over the edge of that was spectacular. You can see it over there, hopefully on the wide lens. I'll find out afterwards if you can't. And I'm sitting above some red kites at the moment as well. I'm swooping and gliding. Oh, look at that, wow. I need wings. There she is, the M4 in all her eastbound glory. Really couldn't have asked for nicer weather on this trip. It's just occurred to me that doing this in the rain would be a lot less pleasant. So as you can hear by the jet boil, just stopped for a little coffee. Just have a 10k in, day 2. I want to get another 10k before I stop and have some lunch. However, I could have been convinced for some early lunch with Helen Browning's Flying Pig, suitable for carnivores. I would have very much enjoyed that if she'd have been around, but she's not. So I'll settle for a coffee. I'll take off my leggings and dress my feet. A couple of new blisters and treating some old ones. I've lost my plasters, so hopefully I find them. So I was gutted that she's not open, but it's actually Hannah Browning's pub just down the road, which is the Royal Oak. Half mile down the hill. I don't think I'll be going. It's just a water tap on the back wall, so I'm going to go and have a look now. I was banking on the one at Overton Hill, which is about half a kilometre up the road. But yeah, if you want to go to the Royal Oak, I've been assured by a lovely dog walker here that she'll cook you anything. Feel free to hold her to that, and blame the dog walker, Helen Browning, if that's not quite true. Anyway, let's have a look. Oh, toilets as well. Yep, sure enough, there it is. Thank you, Helen Browning. Toilets, bins, and a water tap, so I can fill these up. Hooray! So I just got to Wayland Smithy, ancient monument. Look it up. Actually made the little detour off the track. It's not very far at all, like 50 metres, not far. Yeah, very cool. So I just stopped for a spot of lunch and to rehydrate. I know I was a little bit dehydrated because I was really struggling towards the end of that little stretch. I wanted to get that 20k done before lunch, and I did. Got about 21.5k done, so 18.5 to go because I want to hit 40k ideally today. Yeah, I dehydrated because I thought I'd missed the water tap, and that was according to different bits of information I picked up from different YouTube videos. If you've made YouTube videos, thank you so much, because chances are if you've made one, I've watched it, about the Ridgeway. But either calculations were wrong or something was wrong. I've checked, put it away now, but I've got this brilliant guide by, is it Richard Burton? I'll put the link, I'll put the name at least in the description. Guide to the Ridgeway, and lovely, like, zoomed in ordnance survey maps, and it shows me that it should be just up that path there. There's a memorial to a 14-year-old schoolboy who died, which is sad, but they imparted a very practical gift to walkers, because the boy something Wren, I'll find out when I'm up there, he loved nature. So excellent, thank you to the family of that young boy. So see if we can find it, because I was holding the water, which meant I was dehydrated, and I realised I'm not peeing in a good few hours. So I've just stacked up on a good, probably nearly 2 litres of water. Whoops, don't do things by halves. Yeah, and I'll have another swig again before I fill up. So let's go and see if we can find it. Legs are aching. Have I left anything? Just a butt mound, just a butt print in the grass. Okay, so it's here at the entrance to Hill Barn. The tap that doesn't seem to stop running. Little trough there for animals, and a sign that tells me I can drink it. And crucially, the reason it's here, memory of Peter Wren, age 14. We love the countryside. What a place for it, what a view. And if that wasn't there to the family of Peter Wren, inexperienced, naive day trippers like me would be up the creek without a paddle, so thank you. So just past 52k, and that makes 32k for today. I want to hit 40 minimum, ideally want to hit 45, because that lands me in a really good position for the final day. Here's the Lord Wantage Monument. I haven't really made many videos because I'm a bit knackered, to be honest. It's hard work this, but at least the views keep us going. Oh yeah, Lord Wantage Monument, and what a view he's got. And there's the familiar Ridgeway sign. Very hard to go wrong with this. I hope I don't eat my words there, but it's very well signposted, and I do recommend Strava. I'm not paying for it, I get the free version, and every now and then that's helped just give me a little reassurance, but I didn't really need it. Well signposted so far. So if I crack on at this pace, I should finish just short of halfway. I'm going to cross the A34 by the end of today, and then hope that there's a nice place to camp, because that's what I don't want to do, is leave myself too much in the lurch. I think one thing I've thought of this time of year is that there's only about 12 hours of daylight really, so it means I need to be there by 6, so I'm all ready and hunkered down by 7. Sunset at 7:30, gets dark very quickly, and it's near the end of September. Boy is it cold. It's just had a real sharp drop this past week, and it's 5 degrees overnight, and it's gonna be even colder tonight at 4, I think. So definitely want to be in a nice warm tent by the time that happens. So I've delayed my next little break, which I've done in 10-kilometre increments, because then I think if I can stop at 55 instead of 50, then I've only got one lot of 10k to go. So we'll see how that works. We'll find a nice bench though. I'm stopping. So I've just stopped at 55k, so it's 35k today. The aim was to do 40. I reckon I can push out a little bit more. It's the lesson to me, which I always fail to listen to, is be kinder to myself with the brakes. I always think, oh, push on a bit more, push on a bit more. But it's such a false economy, because if I just have a little break, the skip in my step afterwards, I mean, well, it's not exactly a skip, but it's definitely more of a move on than I had before. One thing I'm a little bit annoyed about is that I missed, got my thumb on the mic, have I? No. I missed a flipping water tap. Can't believe it. So I checked in the guide, sat down at my break, had a look at the guide. I was like, no way! It's at the Butterbush Reservoir. If I've said that wrong, I will correct it in somewhere around here. But yeah, missed it. Annoyed at myself. So never mind. I still should have budgeted enough water to get through dinner and breakfast, with a water stop being not too far afterwards at Goring, apparently. I'll make sure I read the guide sufficiently before. I think I just covered more ground than I thought I would, so there's a bonus at least. Anyway, onward. What's left of Didcot Power Station in the distance, and that has been my view for quite a while. One frustration I've got is these make me have quite a narrow gait, which impacts my feet. Not these shoes, the paths, sort of rutted pathways, which kind of puts a bit more wear and tear on my feet than I think it would otherwise, but hey, I'm not complaining. So encouraged to hear the hum, this time of the A34, and I can see some cars from it as well. It's exciting. It's kind of a landmark. 57 and a bit k, closing on that 60. Anything after that to me is a bonus. However, I want to be as close to 65 as I can. I've looked on the map already, trying to scout out a few camping places because I'm not going to have long. And what was I just saying? What was I just saying about, oh, everything's blurry now, these are prescription, about the water tap? Flipping idiot. Well, guess who left a water bottle? I'm sorry, by the way, I did not litter intentionally. Who left the little water bottle? One of the little ones, thankfully, back behind it. That last little place I stopped, that I was too tired to make a little recording of the little lovely little log bench I found. Me, I left it there. So not only was I low on water anyway, now I've got even less. I think it was empty. I hope so. I'll tell myself that makes it easier. There should be some shops and stuff as we start to go through villages, particularly Goring. There's definitely a water tap in Goring, so I'll reach that very early tomorrow. So I just hope that the water I've got is going to see me through this evening and tomorrow. I mean, let's be honest, I won't die. It's the A34. I don't know why this is such a poignant landmark for me. I know that on the way down here, I said to my kids, look, it's the A34, I'll be going over this. I thought it was over, but it turns out it's under. Whoa, that's cool. Woo. 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 Kind of creepy. Yeah, I said to them I'll be coming by this, and here I am. So just a little bit short of the halfway mark of the whole thing. Goring is about another 10k to be fair until I get there. Oh, fingers over the lens, I'm tired. Anyway, Niall, Mallory, look. A34, I told you. I think also because it's a road that I use a lot. I mean, I'm from Oxford, so I use it an awful lot. Yeah, pleased. 60k on the nose. Well, as you can see, I'm losing sunlight. It's falling fast. I'm about 63k. I really want to get there 65. It made me think I'm always all about doing something to make tomorrow slightly easier for future Liam. And in the distance, I was getting a bit worried, but I can see some trees over to the right, and this also is heading slowly downhill, so it's going to be super cold tonight. So I want to be low and I want to have a good coverage of trees, so I'm hoping and praying that those trees are accessible. I'm going to set up my tent quickly. Okay, I'm pitched up. Nice little spot in the end. So the place that I spied wasn't any good. It looked a bit too much like private property. So I went for another place, scouted around, lost the 2 flowers that I picked for my kids, lovely little purple ones, because I was going through the flipping bushes, trying to be as off the track as I can without encroaching on private land. It's difficult, but I found a place that's relatively flat, very well shielded from the elements, and got my mac and cheese on the boil right now. I've just made it really. It's going to get cold tonight, so just treating my feet. Spoiler alert, or no, graphic content alert. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. I got some blister plasters, but just had to make sure I put them on right this time. And update, I didn't lose the bottle. It was in my bag. I just forgot that I put it in there instead of the side pocket. So hey, turning out a winner. So tonight, mac and cheese. Don't really like that one. And then Thai green curry. These ones from Huel. I'm not sponsored, but hey, Huel, want to sponsor me? Hook me up. They're good. And yeah, all the protein stuff. At the end of the day, I just want carbs to carry me through this, really, which is something you'll never hear me say. Right, I'm about to get stuck into this mac and cheese. I'm knackered. 65, I'll put it up on the screen. Just short of 65k. Whoop. Pleased with that. Let's have some food. Okay, that's a wrap on day 2. I've got a bit of a dehydration headache, but hopefully I get some more sleep tonight. I learned a few lessons last night, like don't overinflate the pillow. Start off with the sleeping bag over me like a duvet. I can always adjust in the night. I've got hand warmers as well that I can chuck in there if needed. It's 8:30. Get some early nights anyway. Somebody starts some machinery in a field nearby. I don't know what that is. Can't really work it out. But anyway, I'm about 8 feet from the path, so keeping quiet. See you on day 3. Good morning from day 3. It's cold, it's 4 degrees. It wasn't a bad night's sleep in terms of coldness. Tossed and turned and probably got about 5 hours in total, 10 hours actually in the bed. But the condensation this morning is kind of killing me. I was aware of it during the night. You move your head and you sort of like, you feel it wet inside. But thank goodness for these double skin tents. I mean, I didn't know anything about tents before I started out on this, but it's only really the inner skin of that outer layer that gets really wet, and that's the thing that gets this layer wet. So I just opened the door and got rained on from the inside, which wasn't pleasant. Let's get some coffee on anyway. So I'm at the tent. I've taken the first layer off, the outer layer. Just got it hanging. Seen if it will dry. Good luck in this weather. It's not wet, it's just cold and damp. But I've got some coffee on now. The water on the floor anyway. I'm seriously considering just making a coffee and ploughing on. Goring is about just under 10k away. I reckon I can get that done. Get there, then have some breakfast, stock up on some supplies. Plus I've not got much water. They've got a few shops in Goring, so should be able to pick them up there. But we'll see what I feel like after this coffee. Alright, I'm on the move. About a kilometre in. And it's taken this far for my legs just to warm up and for the joints to start to hinge like they should. Yeah, feeling pretty stiff. Of course I would, I don't usually do this kind of thing. But beautiful weather again, which is the price I pay. The cold is the price I pay, because it's beautiful, clear skies, lovely. Again, I really couldn't have chosen a better week for the weather. I don't think I could do this in the wet, I'll be honest. It'd be too hard. Yeah, the old wet sleeping bag debacle was, I don't know, I couldn't imagine that every night with rain added to that mix. So, I reckon about an hour and a half to Goring, where I can top up on supplies. Shopping list is as follows: banana, Mars bar, sandwich, lip seal, and water. So I think the only water, there's a Tesco Express there. Oh, and a nice coffee if I can find one. There's Tesco Express, and after that I've read ahead with my Ordnance Survey led book this time. The guide, you know, the one I mentioned, Anthony Burton, I think his name is. It's in the description. There's a water place in Nuffield. Keeping my eye open for that. I don't even know how far away that is at this point, probably close to the end. And I gotta say, I am considering, I did in the night, I was looking on my phone at B&Bs and inns. I'd look on Airbnb. God, it was so expensive. Because I'm not sure if I could do another night in that tent, honestly. It's just me being soft. We'll see how I feel at the end of today, but there's one called the Fat Fox Inn I got my eye on in Watlington. Gives me a good finish line as well. About the same distance, 65k-ish today. No, 45k. Whatever. We'll see how I feel. I kind of want to just slog it out and finish strong. That's what I should do. But I do want to finish, and I'd rather finish and have copped out than not finish at all. This is a bit rambly. I'm just trying to remember to actually stop once in a while, because I'm getting quite set on destination rather than journey. But look at that, first thing in the morning. The whole reason I came on this trip was a bit of silence, escape the noise of life. And you actually got to stop, metaphorically and physically, to do that. So trying to do a bit more of that today, alongside my mileage goals. Alright, so I'm just crossing the Thames from Streatley into Goring, which I believe is the official halfway point. So I'm pleased is an understatement. Beautiful. The Thames, I've grown up around it, seen it from many angles, and today's a new one. Stopped in to see my friend's stables, not his stables, but he does work there a little bit. Met Slinky, topped up my water, thank you so much Gary and Dan. And now anyway headed into Goring, nearly at the first 10k. And top up on some supplies and get some much needed commodities, bananas and Mars bars, etc. Okay, so I'm on my way out of Goring. Stopped at this lovely coffee shop, Pennerone's. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or even that's even right, but there it is on the screen. Sausage roll, latte. Oh, honestly, best sausage roll I've ever had. It's not like I've been away at war for 6 months, but you get used to your comforts after those fuel meals. And cold oats with no peanut butter or fruit. It was well received. A little bit of a diversion. I don't like taking diversions. I don't know, it just feels like wasted steps. The steps are pretty painful at the moment. Today's new pain is in the left leg, knee and hip. That one's making me feel old, I've got to say. Blisters are behaving. Strange pain in the arch of the left foot. Not so bad, I was worried it was a start of plantar fasciitis, but thank goodness it's not. So I'm back on the Ridgeway. I can hear the Thames. I can't see it, it's just over there. Oh, that coffee shop closed on Mondays, by the way. Yeah, Tesco Express in Goring. Got everything I needed. I got a meal deal. I got my Mars bars. bananas weren't ripe enough, so that would have been a waste of time. So in my meal deal, I got a measly poor excuse for an apple, already sliced and put in a pot, the poor thing, with a strawberry in there as well, token gesture. But that would scratch the itch for fruit, and to scratch the sugar itch, I got a pack of wine gums as well. Bought some wet wipes, and I'm good to go. So pressing on now. Next stop for me, I want to say, is it Wallingford or? Yeah, maybe Crowmarsh Gifford, I can't remember now. Nuffield is the water stop. Oh, I don't think I need it at this stage. Oh, I got an orange juice. So I'm carrying more weight and I'm feeling it. But yeah, next stop, get a good, I want to get 15k in by lunch, another 15k in by lunch. Ideally puts me in a good spot. And I should be fueled by now. Definitely a little bit more spring in my step after those little treats. Alright, time for a little update. 83 or 84k in. You can see the scenery's changed a lot since we crossed the Thames into the Thames Valley. Very much like this for the first section of this at least. So I've set myself a task to get to 90k. That'll be 25k done by lunch. And then leaving only 10k to do. No, 2 lots of 10k, 20k, this is how my mind's working. At 85k, I get to have a few wine gums. I forgot to say I bought wine gums and Vaseline for lips. And where my nose is a bit sunburnt as well. First time I see myself in a mirror in the coffee shop. So Vaseline on the nose as well. Yeah, I'm going to treat myself some wine gums at 85, 90, stop, charge the phone on the power bank. It's getting low. Have some lunch, which I'm going to save time on lunch because I don't have to cook and wash up. So I'm going to have my meal deal and a Mars bar. I can't remember what I bought for dessert now. That'd be a nice treat. Don't think it was the yogurt. Feel a new blister forming as well on the bottom of my foot, on the ball of my big toe. Not a good one, that one. Ooh. The other ones have behaved though, but hey, we're always going to be conscious of something. Trying to be conscious of what's not hurting today that did hurt yesterday. That's a good way of looking at it, although difficult. What else? Take off my leggings. Oh, and have some paracetamol. That's my to-do list when we get to 90 in about another hour. Somewhere around Wallingford, maybe just northeast of. So it's perfect timing, right around the 85k mark, about to treat myself some wine gums, can't speak, and found some apples for free. Thank you, person in the cottage. Forgot to take down the name of the cottage. There's a little bit here I've just got a bit stuck on, but I'm relieved to see a Ridgeway sign right in front of me. Now, you basically want to go alongside Nosworthy Road. It's not very well signposted, or at least compared to the rest of the trail, and not for me anyway. So you come to the end, and there is your sign. I basically just made sure I was heading in the right direction for where I need to go next, which is Nuffield. And it's like a half a kilometre stretch, but it rattled me, probably because I'm a little bit tired. Wasn't nervous, just like, uh-oh, keep on walking, right direction, we'll find it. So keep that in mind, Nosworthy Road, stay parallel to it, you won't go wrong. So lunchtime, and it didn't come a moment too soon. I found a log, which was the essential criteria for lunch today. I'm not sitting on the floor again, my legs hurt. Really struggling as I came to the end of that 25k for this morning. So ideally 20k to go, and then I'll be in a good spot. I'm going to break that up into 2 10s. You'll see for lunch, I had the meal deal. I didn't get the yogurt in the end. I got a drink instead, but I'm glad of the orange juice, to be honest. I had 2 servings of oats with that as well. I just feel like I really need the carbs. Going a bit carb mad, sugar mad with the wine gums. Got a Mars bar in my pocket as well. This is Grimm's Ditch. That follows the wood all the way along, basically to Nuffield. So I get to Nuffield, water tap there. 2 water taps actually, one by a house apparently, according to the book. Don't hold me to that. Before you get to Nuffield, and then one in Nuffield. And there's a little red cup on the Ordnance Survey map, which I'm hoping means a drink, because I'll get a takeaway coffee from there. And then I'll just see how far 10k takes me and stop when I get there. Alright, day 3, near the end of phase 3, stage 3, whatever. I've 3 lots of 10k every day to 15k, then I did 10k, now I've nearly done another 10k. And I've got to say, this is the hardest day so far. I've been trying to figure out whether that's because I'm getting more and more tired, or because I've had less sleep. I've also been very aware to carry enough water, which means increased pack weight. I'll weigh this when I get home and we'll see how much it weighs. I reckon about 20 kilos. It's quite a lot. But yeah, going downhill my knees hurt, and going uphill my blisters and cardio suffering. But anyway, I've said it now, so I don't have to say it again. Stop your moaning, Liam. Actually may have shouted at the hills a couple of times. I'm just surprised by them, but then why should I be? It's the Chiltern Hills. Makes sense. Looking forward to my break in a couple of K, and then pushing on for the final 10 to find somewhere to stay. Very cool. He's flown overhead a few times today, but never carrying cargo like that. Very cool. There's a theme of big roads here, big roads that are familiar to me too. And I'm from Oxford, so of course the M40 would feature. And there it is, right next to Aston Rowan. This, I believe, is the bit where you go through and it's like cut through the rock. So I've just hit 105k. I was supposed to hit 100, then have a break and I get to 110. But I'm just like, I don't know, I found my flow. My feet just won't stop moving forwards. They hurt. But I know it's going to be probably worse if I sit down for a bit. But it might be better, who knows. Anyway, I'll keep going and have a break as close to 110 as possible, and then probably just go by time. I think I'll just keep walking until 6 o'clock. It's now about 4:30, or until a very good campsite produces itself. I'm losing my mind now. Wine gum's keeping me going. Oh, come on, you're on camera, Liam, spit it out. What was I going to say? Well, news just in. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, the campsite, that's it. So really crappy campsites the past 2 nights. I want a good one. So let's see if we can find a good one tonight, yeah? Alright, so I found a decent place to camp. It's wooded. There's a lot more space than there have been the past couple of times, which is really nice. So I can actually show you the whole thing this time. For the final night, I made it, by the way, 110k. So that's another 45k today, leaving 28k to do tomorrow. Doable. Final day. Here's the tent. The outer skin drying because all that condensation I mentioned this morning. It was still wet. I had to pack it way wet. There's no way of getting it dry, so it's just airing out now. And that's airing out just as it is. So hopefully it'll be dry. I've given it a wipe around with a towel as well. Just waiting for the Mexican chili to finish. After the Mexican chili, we've got madras. I'm living well out here. And then some oats afters and a Mars bar to finish. I'm gonna finish strong tomorrow. I feel good. It's only when I'm walking that it hurts. Right, it's dinner time.
So I've just been woken up. The owls are back. There was a big commotion when I set up at dusk when I was getting into the tent. I had the pheasants trying to find a place to roost, and then the owls came. Went to bed about 10 and woke up just a moment ago by the owls, who now are conveniently quiet for me making this video. And I thought, oh good, I've slept, and I checked the clock and it's 11:15. There you go. And then the next bit, yeah, so that's pretty cool, I guess. I'm in the middle of nature. Just wish you could switch nature off for a bit.
Good morning, day 4. It's just a little after 5 o'clock. 5:17. Up in 20 minutes getting doing a morning routine, lying in my tent, which consists of getting all my clothes for the day into the sleeping bag to warm them up, and then cleaning and drying and dressing my feet, making sure I get that right today on the final day, because I don't want anything holding me back. I want to do it in as much comfort as possible. Going to go for a wee, and then I'm going to make some coffee and some breakfast and go for an early start as possible. I've got 30k to do, 3 lots of 10k. 10k will take me to Princess Risborough. I can drop into a little M&S and get a nice, just something a bit different for lunch like I did yesterday. It really helped break it up a little bit. And then 10k lunch, and then final 10k Ivinghoe Beacon. Here we go, day 4. It's 6:36 a.m. Alarm was set for 6. I decided to get up at 5 because the pheasants were keeping me up, as were the owls, as was everything. So I got very little sleep last night, but I'm spurred on by the thought this is day 4 and I'm on my way to the finish. I know this isn't an endurance race, I get that. I guess I'm brand new to wild camping. I love to walk, but never quite this distance. This is the closest I've come to anything endurance. I know it's a sightseeing trail, I know, but it really is hard, and I feel like none of the vlogs really said quite how hard this could be. The pace that I've gone at, of course it's individual to me. Day 1 20k, day 2 and day 3 45k each, leaving about 30k on day 4. And the wild camping as well adds another element to it. I am glad I didn't go to that place last night. By the way, it's called the Fat Fox Inn. They were so kind to me on Messenger. I got hold of them and I said, oh, how much is it? And does that come with breakfast? And what time's breakfast served? And I was probably being a pain in the neck. They said 7:30. I said, oh, I need to be going by then. They said, okay, well, we can serve it at 6:30. I was like, I just thought, pictured myself at this stage right now. I just thought, I'm going to feel like a failure if I didn't do this whole thing wild camping, you know. I've sort of fallen at the final hurdle in a way. So I am glad I didn't do that. I'm looking forward to a hot shower and maybe a bath, Epsom salts bath, that'd be good. Just to sit down, you know. Sitting down is underrated. Anyway, the plan is, first 10k to get to Princess Risborough. Go to a shop, get some nice food, because my stomach's not enjoying these ration packs every day and the oats. And then another 10k and have some lunch. And then, only 10k to go after that. Oh, I'm pleased. I can take my time a little bit more today. I can enjoy some of the sights. I think my recommendation at this point is, if you really wanted to enjoy the sights, maybe do it in stages, not all in one go. At least with me anyway, because I sort of head down, crack on to the next bit, and that's fine. But I'm aware I've missed some of the sights, so I've not looked at them like that. It's very misty right now, but it's beautiful. Not looked at them as much as I could, and also because I'm looking ahead of me, because I don't want to trip over, because I've stumbled, I've turned an ankle a few times, and luckily none of it painful or sprain inducing. Yeah, I'll wrap up some final thoughts at the end, and I'll definitely put some things in the description about things to make sure you do include, based on my experience anyway, and hopefully you can add this to all the other ones out there and come up with a list for yourself so you won't be lacking. Baby wipes actually is the number one. I topped up yesterday. Oh, I'm so glad that I did, because I've been washing everything. I've been having a little bath before bed with them. I've been washing my cleaning cooking equipment with them, and drying it afterwards. And yeah, I bought some new ones. So anyway, enough rambles. Slowly about to move into second gear, and next stop, Princess Risborough. It's quite remarkable how oh hello, how the terrain changes so much on the eastern half. It's much more wooded, and the mist just adds to it, really. Kind of eerie, beautiful in its own way. Shame I can't see the Chinner quarries off down there somewhere. Probably just past them. Also doing this autumn, I mean, this is the perfect time of year for it. It has to be. I can't imagine it being any better. Summer would be too hot, winter too cold, spring too wet. This has got to be my pick. I think I've just landed on it really lucky more than anything. More luck than judgment with this. And the smells, walking through the woods. I think being the last day, it is enabling me to just relax a little bit, knowing I've not got as much mileage to do as the previous 2 days. I can take in these things. I'm reminding myself to do it, but I am being more successful already today. I haven't got the sights, so I'm trying to utilise the other senses, and it's smell for me. I won't finish another little clip by saying beautiful, but it's beautiful. Feels like I'm on another planet. I'm Pluto or something. Oh, it's not a planet anymore, is it? I'm on Venus. A little bit back there threw me because I thought I was in a straight line of Princess Ridgeway, but it took me off. But one thing I've noticed, a theme along the entire Ridgeway is that chalk path. And almost always, if you're not sure which way to go, literally just look for the chalk path and you can almost always find it. I've found that as a repetitive theme throughout the walk so far. So a lovely little stop in Princess Ridgeway. Got some snacks, bit of lunch for later on. Yeah, I've got my oats and stuff, but it's nice to have something different to look forward to. Got a wrap or something, and a sandwich. Definitely needed that little break there. It's been 12k, and I didn't think I'd be feeling so rotten after that first 12k. I think the lack of sleep's catching up with me from the pheasants and owls and stuff last night, and then the 2 nights prior. Also, I was dehydrated. I took a pee and it was orange. So come on, Liam, learn the lessons. Hydrate and stops, regular stops. I always fear not being able to get started again, but silly. I don't know why I don't learn the lesson, but there you go. You learn it from me. Got a couple of bits. I stopped off at K&B's Family Butchers. I think I've remembered that right. £1.25 for a sausage roll. Freshly made this morning. Yes, please. I don't know why I didn't have 2. Then I rather sneakily ate that in Crumbs next door, where I did get a latte, which is very nice. Got my sweets of choice today as well. Some jelly babies to munch on along the way. They'll keep me going. The wine comes did yesterday. I've underestimated how much I need. I get very used to how much food I need with the sort of activity that I do on a day-to-day basis, which is fairly active. I've got an active job, but this is carb central here. This is what I'm not used to, so I am learning. A little bit disheartened to learn there's a bit further to go than I thought there was. Almost 10k further. Oh well, it's a nice day for it, and the family's picking me up at I guess 7 o'clock, so I've got until then to do it, so I'll do it. I'll be feeling better soon as well when those carbs kick in, and the hydration and everything. Yeah, I've got that fear of running out of water really, which makes me hoard it a bit. There's a water tap apparently at the Plough somewhere along the way here. I filled up my water at the coffee shop because I don't trust it, because it's let me down on a couple of occasions, that water tap guide, and it's not in the official brochure, the official trail guide thing. But I can let you know if I find it, so at least you'll know as of September 2025 whether it's there or not. Anyway, onwards. 10k to Wendover. I really hope the wide lens is doing these views justice, because that's stunning. It almost makes it worth it. No, it does make it worth it. Wow. I have to turn this off in a sec so I can enjoy that for myself. Although I'm just holding it so I can see. But yeah, so nearly at Wendover now. I think I've been here before. I've been to Wendover Woods and it all looks familiar. Starting to suffer. Same way I did yesterday actually, but slightly worse today as my left knee. I've had a meniscal thing for ages. It literally is, and I think it's just flared up. There's a couple of things that I'll say. I think going from east to west, if I ever do this again, I'll probably want to do it from east to west, because it feels like Like how I'm looking at this view now, I can enjoy it as I walk, and it feels like a lot of the west to east version has not been like that. So I would like to go east to west to see. Maybe I'll think the same coming the other way. The other thing that I'll say, and I'll probably say this at the end of the video, is my word, they save the best for last. They save the hardest for last. You do get some of the best views. No, these are the best views of the whole thing. But this is the hardest work, the hilliest stuff ever. And what do I know? I'm inexperienced. I don't know, this might just be walking the park for people that do this kind of thing on a regular basis, and hopefully I'll get to do it on a more regular basis now. But there's definitely some adapting required, and I think because my pack, I reckon it's 20 kilos, I've got that on my back. I've got water full. I forgot to drink again, didn't I? I'm wondering why I feel crap. You just get one foot in front of the other and you kind of get into march mode. Right, onwards to Wendover. Okay, so basically, almost ran out of phone battery, didn't realise that my power bank wasn't power banking, and lost battery on both of them. I had a bit of a panic. So around the time that I realised this, I realised there was HS2 going on, and there was a bit of a diversion from the route, so it's pointing one way, but I couldn't get through the second way. Bumped into a couple of frustrated dog walkers whose names were Dave and Tracy. The dog was Loki, and they, bless them, took it upon themselves after hearing my plight to put me in touch with someone who could help me. So that person, because they didn't have a charger on them, they offered me coffee, bless them, absolute angels. So they put me in touch with Christopher, goes a bit of jelly baby, Christopher Pallet estate agents, Ross and Sarah, again more lovely people, more faith restored in humanity, and they sorted me out with a charger. Now ideally I wanted to get some charging into my power bank as well, so I left my phone with them. They're trustworthy. I found that one out, and went round to a coffee shop around the corner, Bread and Brew. That was Brogan and Jess, and they sorted me out with a fancy power thingy. They had all the cables on it, and they charged it up, and I basically was just shared a bit about what I'm up to, and they seemed really interested, just such lovely people, and it just warmed my heart, and it made me want to pay it forward. You know, I'm not really used to people being that super duper kind and generous and wanting to help me, and it kind of renewed a bit of that faith. Not only that, it lit a fire under my ass, and it didn't just recharge my phone, it recharged me. It really, really did. And it's given me a little something, a big something that I didn't have to power me through this last little section. Really, really needed that. The sun's out, it's a beautiful day. All of a sudden everything's got a little bit more colour to it. Wendover's a beautiful place with lovely people. Pay them a visit. Bread and Brew Coffee, Christopher Palace Estate Agents. So what I didn't say there is what to do for the diversion. Well, when you get to the bottom of Buckingham Hill, yeah, I forget things, I'm very tired. The Ridgeway will be saying go like 2 o'clock, so just a little bit too forward and then slightly right. Don't. As it is with HS2 work going on, go left and then take your first right and then follow the road round right over the bridge. That will take you into Wendover, then you're back on track. Walk through the high street, look at Christopher Palace Estate Agent, and then across the road and slightly forward you'll see the sign to rejoin the Ridgeway. So on the way to Tring now from Wendover, there's the home stretch. I'm not sure if I've talked about why I've done this, because it's not the kind of thing that I usually do. I do like challenges. I do all sorts of things to stay on top of my physical and mental health. Ice baths, saunas, you know, the kind of things that everyone's doing. Breath work, meditation, social life, nutrition, exercise, recovery, rest, sleep, all of the above. But this, for me, was just about escaping the noise of life. I've got 2 young kids who I love more than anything in the world. Anything. And one of my major jobs in life is to be a dad. And so there's a lot of guilt on coming on such a trip. But actually, it's I say it's topping up my battery. I didn't feel like it at the moment. It feels like I'm thoroughly depleted, but mentally I've just been restored. I really have. I was hoping I would. I kind of didn't bank on it, but loosely hoping I would, and I have. My daughter left me this voice note this morning. It was just one of the sweetest things I've ever heard in my life, and I cannot wait to get back to her. My son and my wife and my life. I love my life. It's so cheesy, don't worry, I'm not completely lost it. But it's made me appreciate, you know, it's a bit of deprivation, a bit of delayed gratification. Reminds me of sort of bodybuilding prep days where you go without something for such a long time. It reminds you of what you love about it, and you can go back battery full. Now it's going to take me a couple of days to actually physically top up that battery after this, because it has been a slog. I've made it hard, but the pace that I've set myself and the lack of experience in doing it. But that's why I wanted to do it. You know, it's given me a lot of time to think. I haven't had earphones in, maybe for about half an hour of the whole trip, sort of 30 hours of walking. It's been fantastic. All these views, being left alone with your own thoughts, scary place. I was apprehensive about that. I knew that would be a bit of a scary thing. No distractions. I haven't looked at social media, and it's been. Here's the thing I've noticed. The west side of the route, everyone's like, "Morning, hiya," and I'm like, it took me a while to get into it because I'm from Oxford, and people don't tend to do that in Oxford, or at least in the city. And then, so I got into it a bit more. And as you get east, especially as you cross the Thames, you realise that people are more reluctant to say hello, and I'm the one saying hiya. Yeah, this has been a challenge. Oh, there goes the coat. Yeah, physically, mentally, and this is such a cliche metaphor, but the joy is in the journey, isn't it? It's not a destination. I get to the destination and probably wake up tomorrow and think, oh, I wish I was out in the tent. And when you're in the tent, you don't want that at all. But enjoy the journey. And I'm telling myself this because I'm not in any position to advise anyone else this, because I need to practice what I preach. I'm not very good at it. But Liam, enjoy the journey, mate, and treasure the small things, and be more present in the moment. And why not make a start now? That's the pace. I am absolutely cooking on gas. Got rocket fuel in me, man. It tends to happen after lunch. Had another coffee as well. That bread and brew latte, by the way, genuinely one of the nicest coffees. I don't even think I told them that. It's so good. I am cooking, man. I'm so motivated. It's getting closer to the end. This is lovely now. I was walking up that hill like it was nothing, whereas before lunch, around Sackham, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, Sackham Hill, beautiful, the one with the monument to the Boer War, to the Aylesbury guys killed in the Boer War memorial. You know what I'm saying. I was dragging ass, and now I'm kicking it. Ooh, I've got this niggle. The niggle from my left knee has now gone down to my Achilles, which means I'm less concerned about it really. I just need to be careful not to overload it, because the last thing I want is some kind of opathy, tendinopathy of the Achilles. No thank you. Last thing I want. I read in the guide that this is very much its namesake. This is all along a ridge, this bit. I flipping hope so. I'm kind of done with hills, although I powered up the last one. Probably about halfway to Tring. Cannot wait to get there, because then it is the home stretch. I'm so excited just to finish this thing. So just walking through Tring Park at the moment. This is definitely one of my highlights. I'd say the Sackham Monument, followed by this. Just views unparalleled. It's the highest I've been without being in a plane. It's unbelievable. What can I say? Pictures won't do it justice, of course. You just got to see it. So I've stopped for what hopefully should be my last break now. I estimate about 8k to go. We know what my estimates have been like. I don't know how I've miscalculated this so bad. I think I'll end up doing more mileage today than I've done any other day, and it was supposed to be sort of 3/4 of what I'd done the 2 previous days. So how that's happened, I've no idea. Either way, this is now the final stretch. I was thinking from Tring Station to Ivinghoe Beacon, but I'm looking at it as now. I get picked up at 7 o'clock. It's now about 4 o'clock. So yeah, 4:10. We've got 3 hours to do this, and it's 8k. One foot in front of the other, like it's been the whole way. The end is in sight. Now that is a sight for sore eyes. I'm hanging. 5k to go. I don't know why the goalposts have moved so much. I can only guess that I've based my measurements off Strava, and Strava's been slightly off. I've been recording the movement the whole time, but I've not gone 20k off. I mean, I kind of had a contingency for 10k extra. Anyway, who cares? 5k to go, and it's 4:30 now. It takes me 5:30. Get to enjoy the beacon for a little bit before I'm picked up. Might even cook a last ration pack if I can stomach it. Onward. This scene here just sums up the Ridgeway for me. That plus that. Tring off over there. Tring Park. Wow. Just coming around that corner now. Not much I can say really. The view, the weather, the sun's coming down at the perfect time. The end is elusive though. Just gotta find it. Here, hand on the beacon. Need to find out what that is. It looks kind of special. Speaking of looking kind of special, look. Never ever at 360 or 275 panoramic views like this. I hope you can hear me with the wind. I'm elated. Someone tell my face. I have not an ounce of energy left in my body. I need to sit down. I've got a fear that I won't be able to make it back to the car park. It was worth it, and that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. So massively miscalculated the mileage, which probably was the hardest thing on the last day, especially with all the hills. But it was worth it. It was the best achievement. My best achievement. That's my best achievement. Outside my kids and my wife. 3.5 days, 139 kilometers, 87 miles, I think. My mind's a bit fuzzy. I might go home now.
Hello, Dad. I hope you have a nice time when we pick us up. And hope you have a nice time in the woods again. And I keep missing you. But I love you lots and lots. Bye. Bye, Dad. I hope you have a nice night tonight. At the moment, I'm in bed. And I hope no one comes along and tells you, wakes up and tells you to move. I hope you're going to be a good boy tonight. Bye.